odds are, and I've done the math on this, 68% of you will in fact host your own reality cable shows. This is especially true if you can breathe quickly, are festooned with body ink or piercings, those are good too, or if you make something that you can put the word monster in front of. For instance, monster particle accelerator, monster Jane Austen thesis. All right, not everything, but you get the point. I'm also going to figure that at least 87% of you, whether you know it now or not, will work in the food service industry. Oh, yes, you will. So when you think about it, I'm the perfect speaker here because I've got both bases covered, and I can give you advice on either of these. And here it is. If you're going to go the celebrity path, get yourself a good lawyer. If you're going the food service route, good shoes, kids, with good arch support and a stout soul. Thank you very much. All right, no, not really. I have to actually fill 10 whole minutes. What's that? Good eats? Well, thank you, yes. That's not water in that bottle, is it? When I found out that I was going to do this, I was immediately panicked, and so I looked up and read about 100 commencement speeches. Most of them are crap, as if, Hallmark cards written by Tolstoy. And I knew I didn't want to do that. The very best of them are loaded with slogans and bumper sticker aphorisms. Catchy little phrases that you can pull out and use in a moment's notice. That's the stuff that gets remembered, and so I'm going to base the entire rest of my speech on just such these slogans. I have put together, after examining my life, and by the way, I'm 47 years old. That's how quick that happens. You're sitting there now saying, no, not me. Yeah, you. So I look back over this amazing track of time, and I've come up with 10 honest-to-goodness truths that will never let you down. These are things I want you to think about as you go out of here today. And I figure that I'm never going to give another commencement for the rest of my life, so I might as well torture you with these, okay? Granted, I've been offered, okay? I mean, MIT was going to give me an honorary doctorate. But no, this school has to have those standards again. But if I waited 10 more years, I'd have it. Number one, I want you to always remember this. It is very difficult to find your car keys with a telescope. Why is this important? I want you to do this sometime. I want you to go to your apartment or wherever it is you live. I want you to have somebody hide your car keys. And I want you to take a telescope. It doesn't have to be a nice one. It can be a little cheap spyglass or even a camera with a telephoto lens. And I want you to set it on the longest end, and I want you to try to find your keys. Now, you know what your keys look like, right? I hope. And you know the lay of the land of your apartment, and yet it will be nearly impossible for you to find those keys. The reason this is important is because a lot of people in the exact same polyester death shrouds you're wearing go out in the world and they look at their life that way. They focus so intently on the success they think they ought to have that they miss their calling in life because they didn't have the right perspective. I spent years pursuing movie making in the film industry because I thought it was going to make me happy. And I slaved as a filmmaker. I used the education that I had here, which was a darn fine one, even though I didn't have the degree at the time or the honorary doctorate. But I thought movies. And you know what? If I hadn't have come around to my senses, I would have missed my actual calling, which turns out I'm actually a teacher. And it was only once I recognized that I found a way to make the films that really mattered to me. So do not treat your life that way. Everything that you do from now on, you've got to examine every opportunity. And every now and then you've got to stop chasing things long enough to look at the lay of the land. Because your calling is out there. And let me tell you something. You don't know nothing yet. You don't know what it is yet. You think you do. But let me tell you something. You are never going to be smarter than you are right now. Because those of you that actually get some wisdom are going to realize, oh God, I'm not really as smart as I thought I was. And then some of you will have kids, and they will tell you every day how stupid you are. Am I right? Parents, am I right? Yeah. Hell yes, I'm right. I've got a 10-year-old, and day by day I get dumber and dumber. They're so easy to make. You have to live with them. Number two, I gotta hurry here, we're gonna run out of time. I'm not sure I can remember number two. Oh, number two is good news. The road to success has been paved over and turned into a parking lot. My parents, not your parents, your parents and me, we were told by our parents The road to success is plain, and it's been trodden by a million, wingtip shoes in the past. You start here, and you move here, and you advance, and you work, and you go from the mailroom, and you finally get up, and you get your own office, and then you get a corner office, then you get a senior VP, then you retire, then you play golf, then you die. That's success. By the time I graduated from college, the road was looking a little trashy. Paint was fading. Asphalt was cracking, weeds coming up, signs are falling down, and so some of us said, I can't really find my way here. I think I'll just go through the woods because I see something I want over there. Which is what I ended up doing. You guys, guess what? The road's gone, and what's worse is most of the destinations aren't there anymore. My mom said, just get a good, stable job on Wall Street. She said that. There are people down there with flamethrowers now. That's not safe. So you know what? You're going to have to make your own. It's a wide open field, land of opportunity, again, which it has not been for the last 200 years. But you're going to have to blaze the trail yourself. Sorry. Wish I was here. Number 3. If you remember nothing else that I say here today, and Lord knows most of you won't remember that I was even here, or that you were here. That's okay. Jobs don't fulfill people. People fulfill jobs. You will, in the next few years of your life, work crap jobs. You will work jobs that you think are so far beneath you that it makes you ill. You will think that there are jobs that are so far off of the path that you think you want to follow, you will not put yourselves into them. But guess what? There is no job that is a waste of time unless you choose to waste your time. Don't. It won't all be fun. It will not all be pretty. And don't even get me started talking about marriage. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm not the most successful guy in the world, all right? A jet did not bring me in today. I had to drive a car. But I've done okay. All right. I get to do the kind of work I want to do. I get to have my own personal signer with me at all times. Show them the sign for hand grenade. Show them. You know what's coming next because we talked about it. Show us the sign for pole dance. Oh no, that isn't it. And you're lying! I've worked with these guys before. Anyway. If I've enjoyed any success at all, it is because somewhere along the line, I decided to fail. 80% of what I've learned has been through direct personal failure, and the other 20% has been by closely watching other people fail. Through failure, I built some modicum of character. I've grown some bit of a spine. And through learning how to embrace failure when it happens, I've managed to find ways to assess risks and take chances with clarity and without the fear that usually comes with failure. Because let me tell you something, fear is only really good for you when you need to generate a lot of adrenaline, i.e. being chased by a bear. Fear good. The rest of the time it isn't. Failure will teach you things. Live your lives not to avoid failure, but to be able to fail. And when you do it, fail spectacularly. Failure is good. Failure works. We don't make a habit of it, but if you become successful, and I feel sure that most of you will, of course, because of those celebrity reality programs you're going to have, beware of stuff. I have a lot of stuff. I got so much stuff I have storage rooms I can't find. I got a lot of stuff. I got a problem with stuff. Let me tell you something. Stuff is fine. You think it's the trappings of success. But stuff has weight. It has inertia, like an anchor. And sometimes it will anchor you to a place you don't want to be. Avoid stuff. Be careful about stuff. Also, stuff brings with you debt. Debt sounds